Okay, we're at 625 Sumner Way, number 2. Just got inside, got keys out of the lockbox. I'm gonna put that lockbox up for you. Carpet, we kind of knew this. You can see now that everything's out of here. This sort of, it just doesn't fit perfectly. I don't think that's that big a deal, but I might suggest trimming that out. But maybe your property manager will have different opinions, so I don't want to weigh too heavily on that. So certainly I think you should probably get them in to see what their opinion is. Because maybe they would have you do stuff that I wouldn't, and maybe they would have you not do stuff that I would suggest you do. And rather than put us at odds, I'd rather have you set up to have, the people who are going to manage it kind of be happy with the situation that you're in. These are tweaked out a little bit. I don't remember noticing that before because they were probably just open. That's still hanging off the wall there. Outside, same kind of thing. She had mentioned she thought she would clean it up a little bit, but it doesn't look too bad. She left a rake for you. And again, down here, what I would probably do is just kind of like, sandwich 2 treated 2x4s just a little bit up off the ground. Or just leave it till it rots. I mean, it's already pretty rotten at the bottom there. It's always good to have these details so you don't have to drive up here specifically for a model number. So if there's a problem in the future, you know what you've got. Same thing for the refrigerator, the oven. She left the refrigerator open, which I don't understand. Probably just an accident, I'm sure. But let's get you... Not sure where this just came off of, maybe right here. Maybe it goes there. Model number info right there. Model number info. Let's see, normally it's right inside the door. Oh yeah, right there. Right there. A little discoloration. Probably still needed cleaning. I know that she said that she cleaned it up a bit, but I don't know if I was gonna have somebody move in here, I think I would clean it up a little bit better. Left this board. It's it looks like it should be fitted for a sink, but it doesn't really. So I don't think I'd leave it. Anyway, that's the kitchen. Pretty much the same as what we saw. Let's get the dishwasher. Let's see, where's the details for this? Could be on the outside somewhere, but sometimes a photo alone will be helpful. Samsung. Oh, here we go. There's the model number info. carpet. I think she must have cleaned the floors a bit. Entryway. I'd probably caulk along this line just so you don't get water down in between there. Laundry. All right, let's get your model number info here. Here's the dryer. Here's the washer. Left the light on in the garage. I don't know what this is. Garage sticker. But out here, we talked about this before. If it were me, I'm gonna come in, I would paint, anything that looks like a water stain, I would prime and paint. Like here, that looks like something that came out of a can that was probably sitting there on that rack. I would prime and paint over that. Stuff up on the ceilings, that just looks like spider webs. But there, you can see the seams have water staining on them. All along next to the light. It's hard to see with the light there, but you can, I guess that you can see it there. Anyway, I'd just get those primed and painted. You can see what the handyman did there. That looks pretty good. But again, like water staining here. I mean, that's what it looks like to me. I don't know if it's something with the taping. It just looks like water because it's so inconsistent. Like it diminishes out away from where it might pool, which is why I didn't think it was just the tape, but who knows? Fortunately, it wasn't wet when we went in to look at it. But yeah, I'd get some, at the very least, just primer on it. I mean, it's just a garage. I don't know if you need to prime plus paint, but again, it's like all along this spot, kind of little pooling spot, or appears to be a pooling spot there. Should have some carpet for you. I don't know if that's fresh carpet or if this is old, but it's not just trash. Kind of feels fresh. So if there was ever a need for a patch, it's good that you have some there. That I don't hate. The storage of it isn't super great. I don't know if it's worth getting a rack in here just to put that up off the ground. Maybe you'd consider that. I don't know if it's super important though. I would suggest going through and getting the detail, like she left some paint for you. If the plan is to just go through and do, touching up what's here, rather than painting it. I'm not sure if it's gonna clean up. We've talked about handprints and stuff on the wall previously. So it would be a good idea to figure out like which of these paints is which and then get the codes off of them. This looks like probably a Sherwin-Williams. Yeah, that's a Sherwin-Williams sticker. So I would go through and just figure out what colors are for what and then use those so you have them in the future. Let's see, let's turn the light off. Let's head upstairs in a second. Oh, I don't know if I ever noticed how far this went back in here. That's pretty big. there's a nest in here. So we might need to get her to get that off of her system, so then we can have tenants set it up for themselves. I'll see if she's done that already. Carpet again. I feel like it looks worse from above looking down. Yeah, it definitely does. But anyway, I would talk to the carpet guy, see what he thinks about it, if you can get it cleaned up. I wouldn't expect that it's gonna, if you can get it cleaned up looking pretty good, then maybe you get one tenant's use out of it. My guess is probably not gonna get much more than, like, if a tenant stays for a couple of years, it's probably gonna look pretty ratty again. This is like wax or oil or something like that, like on the wall. So probably need to get that cleaned off of there. There must have been, I don't know what was there, but something kind of sticky on the wall. Then just handprints all along here. You might be able to get that off with like a magic eraser or something. So, but it kind of looks like she might have cleaned the walls a little bit, or maybe, well, hard to say. There's still some handprints. We're in the master bedroom now. Like those spots in the carpet I talked about. Again, scuffs on the wall. She left window coverings in here. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, I don't know. I don't hate it, but it's kind of like janky at the wall up there. Let's see if I can get you closer. Anyway, something to think about. I don't know if I would leave that there or just get rid of it. I don't think there's any right or wrong way to do it. I mean, I guess these would be pretty expensive drapes for anybody, so maybe the tenants would just appreciate having something to block the sun from day one. Because those, I'm pretty sure, are pretty expensive. Again, in particular, this light just kind of hangs funny. I don't know if it's a problem. I just want to make sure it's not loose, I guess all those are probably a little loose. There's probably a screw on the back that is like a retainer for the glass, maybe. No, there's not. So I guess those are not replaceable. But anyway, looks like the lights are different temperature grade, or not necessarily temperature grades, but maybe different wattages. Well, no, probably different temperature grades. That's probably like a 4,000. And then these are like somewhere in the 3s. She did clean up the counter a bit. Let's see, now we're in the master closet. Built-ins in here. Not terrible. Extra shelves up there. Looks like a window valance or something. I don't know what that's for. Looks like a window valance to me, but that might be something else too. Again, just handprints and whatnot on the wall. Water closet. There's no door stop in here, so the door just hits the wall. Looks like the door stop was ripped off. Carpet in here. Same kind of thing. It looks like it would clean up. That's a pretty heavy wear mark again. Just depends what you choose. Wear mark down the hallway. This is where her office was. So you can see, you know, where the chair was just kind of rolling around on the carpet. It's not terrible. You know, there's some kind of like ink. And those stands are that. This little ring looks like maybe it got changed from one size to another. This looks like it might just be dust on the ceiling. But just a little bit different tone there. Some scuffs. I mean, just generally you could see that there's scuffs on the walls. I think that these closet doors are probably the nicest of the ones. Here's another example of just, you know, you might want to touch that up. Guest bedroom number 2. Well, there's a door stopper right there, so maybe that would go in the master water closet. This is interesting. I don't remember what was there. It looks like a worse stain than what it looks like a stain, but I think it might just be carpet movement. I mean, there's definitely wear patterns there. Stain there. Scuffs in the closet, naturally. Scuffs that we noted before. Bathroom at the top of the stairs. That's still popping out. I think that was draining slow. So you might want to take off the trap and clear that up if that's the problem. Light takes a minute to turn on. And what's this? I guess there was, that's just kind of an odd detail. I would think that would only be there if there was a shower rod here. So I don't know what that is. I just heard the beep of a smoke detector, so there's probably a backup battery requiring a replacement. And that is the house. I'm gonna run through, seems like it's that one right there. Just close everything up, upload this to YouTube, and you'll have it.